just like we've done in the past. Those of you that need to know, just minimize your dock like that. That's fine. I'm actually in art club right now, so if I get interrupted, it's okay. At least you got the recording, so you can sign in. Thanks, Ashley. All right, so you're going to make a new file. You're going to choose HD. You're going to make sure all these things are at 30 frame rate, action script, and 1280 width, 720 height. Hit create, and then you should get your stage, which will be white, and we're going to leave it white this time. So you can arrange all these things that need to be arranged however it is. I like my timeline on top. You might like yours on the bottom. It's just a preference. My tools, you can attach them, you can detach them. Right now you can see they collapse. Everything on here is just like it was for Photoshop. Everything can be changed. You need your properties out. And if you can't find any of these things, you go up to the word window and you check them. So you need your timeline, you need your tools, and you need your properties. Okay, so we're going to start with layer 1, and we're going to name this one background. Okay, this is going to be our first animation with multiple layers. We're going to use our pen tool. Okay, and our pen tool we learned in Photoshop. And we are going to turn the stroke off, and the way you turn the stroke off, the fill off, we're going to turn the fill off, you don't leave the stroke on. You click on your color fill, and you go over to that white box with the red line in it, and make sure that that's done. And then you're going to change your color of your stroke so that it's black. We're going to make a rectangle or a square just by clicking 4 dots so that we have the back of our room. Okay, now it looks pretty small here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my selection tool. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to up the stroke. The stroke in your properties is 1 right now, and that's the default. You can either click on this and type in a number, so if I type in the number 10 and then hit return, you can see it increased to 10 points right there. Then I'm going to go back to my pen tool, and I'm going to create the lines that go to the corners. Okay, you're going to have to hit escape in between so that you deselect. You know it's selected if you see those green lines with the anchor points. So now I have my four lines, and it kind of looks a little bit like a room. We're then going to go up here, and we're going to do the plus sign, and we're going to add a new layer. Okay, so this layer we're going to call ball. Okay, and we're going to change things on that layer when we get to it. Also, I want to show you on the timeline, this expands the frames, and then this makes it smaller. So I'm going to make it small, a little bit smaller, and I'm going to go to frame 100. I know that this is frame 100. You can see like every 5 frames, each frame is lighter. And I'm going to put my my selection tool on there, and then I'm going to go to insert timeline, and I'm going to do a frame. So when I do a frame, then it extends that drawing for the entire length of my animation. So then I'm going to go to my ball layer. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to use my shape tool, and I'm going to use oval, not rectangle. And I'm going to hold down shift, just like you would in Photoshop, and make a ball. Now notice I still don't have a fill, so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to just double click so it's selected. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to pick any color, and I'm going to fill my ball. Actually, I need to do this. Do it like that, and now it should fill. Oh, it didn't fill. Oh, Phil, why didn't you fill? All right, well, if that's not going to work for you, then I'm just going to delete it, and I'm going to make a new ball, and it should fill this time. There we go. Now I got a green ball. So we're going to move this ball around this room, and by doing that, we're going to insert a keyframe every 10 places, every 10 frames. So you can right click by holding down Control, and that will give you your keyframe. It'll give you your insert menu, and then you can just insert every 10 frames. So I haven't moved anything yet. You don't have to move it until afterwards. You can adjust all your keyframes after you create them. It's a very forgivable program. So I'm just inserting every 10 keyframes. Okay? And our club is so loud today. I have to figure out who's the loud candidate. All right, so in between, so I'm gonna go to frame 10 and I'm going to use my move tool and I'm going to move my ball. Then I'm gonna go to frame 20 and I'm going to move my ball again. And then I'm gonna go to frame 30 and I'll move my ball again. There's something happened here. I created a undo, an extra keyframe. I'm going to go to frame 40 and I'm going to move it. And I'm going to go to frame 50 and I'm going to move it. I'm going to go to frame 60 and I'm going to move it. 70. Just keep moving it around. Okay. All into different spots of your animation. Okay. So now when I hit play, it's just going to bounce around the room. And it's kind of glitchy looking. Now we're going to do what we call tweening. So we're going to click on any frame in between the two keyframes, and we're going to right click, so we'll use our control, and we're going to create a shape tween. And you should wind up with this arrow and an orange box. So I'm just going to keep doing that on each one. Okay, so when I hit play, you'll see it's a lot smoother right now than it was before. So now it's just blending and it's just changing slowly. The last thing you're going to change is you're going to change the size of each one, and you go to the second tool, your free transformation tool, and you can make it larger. And then you can also, what I like to do is make it look more cartoon-like, squish it like it's hitting and something's happening on that, and then you hit return to get out of that. Okay. Then go to your next one, same thing, and we're going to squish it a little bit. Just so changing and each one, just a little bit as you go to each one. All you have to do to change it is just click on the black dot and that changes it. I'm gonna have this one go completely off. I don't like the way that one works. And then the last one, I'm gonna actually have this one just go off the stage completely, so the ball leaves the room. Okay, so now when I hit play, there you go. All right, that's the first part of this, and then you're gonna go to File, and you're going to Save, and then you're going to Submit. So you're gonna call this one, let's just call it Ball, Bouncing Ball. Save it, it should be a fla.fla, and that's yesterday's lesson.